Hello everybody and welcome. Thomas here. Thank you so much for joining me on SFF180. It is the 4th of July, 2016. A big holiday for some people, but for me, just another mailbag day. But thank you all again. I hope you're having a lovely weekend. I just want to say before I start out, a big thank you to all you folks who left so many encouraging and supportive and positive and friendly comments on my 15th anniversary video with the news about the relaunch of the website, which is very, very exciting to me. Really appreciated all of that. I couldn't do any of this without you guys, okay? So don't make any mistake. Now, as of today, I'm going to say maybe we're looking at another week, like next Monday, for the actual launch of SFF180.com. You know, I want to get it to where there's at least some content on there, something to look at. You know, when you get on there, there's still going to be, you know, plenty of stuff that's not properly linked, and there's going to be some 404s, and just, you know, understand that that's how it will be as the process of bringing all the old content from SFReviews.net to the new site, you know, is an ongoing thing. But anyway, I do want to have it up fairly soon, so I'll make an announcement on the mailbag when that is ready, okay? But once again, thank you all so much. It was just wonderful seeing all of that encouragement. Really does a body good, I must say, all right? Okay, without further ado, let us get into the mailbag because it is a big, big haul this week, beginning of the month. Stacks of stuff, looks like quite a bit from maybe Del Rey, quite a bit of tour titles. So without further ado, let's dig in. Okay, and this first one, and we've got about 11 packages, by the way, this week to go through. This is a Random Penguin title, so yes, chunky hardcover. Let's see what we have. Okay, well, sometimes this happens, and I've been doubled up again. This is Anthony Ryan's Waking Fire, which comes out tomorrow from Ace Books. This is the first book in a new series by Anthony Ryan, who previously wrote books like Blood Song and all of its sequels. Let's see. The first book of the Draconis Memoria. That is the name of this series. And let's have a look. Ryan began... Oh, that's him talking. That's talking about him. Begins a stunning new adventure in a vibrant world where the blood of drakes can be distilled into elixirs that grant fearsome powers to those who are blood-blessed. It is told from the perspectives of multiple characters following an unregistered blood-blessed on the hunt for a mythical type of drake, the second in command of a blood-burning ship on the hunt for ruthless brigands, and a young woman who is a spy and assassin for a powerful trading syndicate. Hang on, the blood-burning ship, that means the ship is powered by blood? That's kind of cool. Throughout the vast lands controlled by the Iron Ship Trading Syndicate, nothing is more prized than the blood of drakes. The blood is harvested from captive or hunted reds, greens, blues, and blacks and distilled into elixirs. But not many know the truth, that the lines of drakes are weakening. Ah, you see, it's like whaling in this world. They've overdone it, and now they're running out of this resource. If they fail, war with the neighboring Corvantine Empire will follow swiftly. The Syndicate's last hope resides in the whispers of the existence of another breed of drake, far more powerful than the rest, and the few who have been chosen by fate to seek it. Okay, well, The Waking Fire begins a new series from Anthony Ryan tomorrow from Ace Books in hardcover. Oh my God, you guys, this one here, holy cow. This comes from Vintage Books. I saw this. Now this was at BEA. They had a display copy. They were not actually giving any out, but here it is. As you see, it is called The Big Book of Science Fiction. Edited by Anne and Jeff Vandermeer. Massive anthology. It says quite possibly the greatest science fiction collection of all time, past, present, and future. Okay then. Including stories by Isaac Asimov, Samuel Delany, Ursula Le Guin, Ray Bradbury, H.G. Wells, Margaret St. Clair, Philip K. Dick, Karen Joy Fowler, Ted Chiang, Cory Doctorow, Suzanne Liu, and many, many more. What if life was never ending? What if you could change your body to adapt to an alien ecology? What if the Pope were a robot? I know what story that is. Spanning galaxies and millennia, this must-have anthology showcases classic contributions from H.G. Wells, Arthur C. Clarke, Octavia Butler, and Kurt Vonnegut, alongside a century of the eccentrics, rebels, and visionaries who have inspired generations of readers. Within its pages, you'll find beloved worlds of space opera, hard SF, cyberpunk, the new wave, and more. Learn about the secret history of science fiction, from titans of literature who also wrote SF to less well-known authors from more than 25 countries, some never before translated into English. Holy mackerel. Well, it's... Anyway, it comes out on the 12th So next Tuesday, I'm just going to take a, this is amazing. Wow. Talk about some deep cuts. Okay, we start The Star. We start with The Star, a story by H.G. Wells. Sultana's Dream by Rokeya Shekhawat Hussain. And then moving on. The Comet by W.E.B. Du Bois. Star Stealers by Edmund Hamilton. Loads of names, not really all that, or barely familiar to me. Martian Odyssey by Stan Weinbaum. The Last Poet and the Robots by A. Merritt. Desertion by Clifford D. Simek. Beyond Lies the Woob of Philip K. Dick. Prot by Margaret St. Clair. Let's see. The Star by Arthur C. Clarke. Game of Rat and Dragon by Cordwainer Smith. Ooh, okay. The Last Question by Isaac Asimov. I'm sure almost everyone's heard of that. Repent Harlequin Said the TikTok Man by Harlan Ellison. The Man Who Lost the Sea, Theodore Sturgeon. Guys, it's huge. It's unreal. Sand Kings by George R. R. Martin. The Lake Was Full of Artificial Things by Karen Joy Fowler. New Rose Hotel by William Gibson. Vaster Than Empires and More Slow, Ursula Le Guin. Good News from the Vatican, Robert Silverberg. That's that Pope story I just told you about. And yeah, I couldn't even begin to go through all of these, but it is like an education in science fiction under, a single set of covers. And huge and heavy. Big $25 paperback comes out next Tuesday. The big book of science fiction. I'm really pleased with how that's looking. It's not like, all the usual suspects. There is some interesting and strange stuff in there. And here we have a random Penguin package, probably a Del Rey title, I'm going to guess. And it is the latest from the Harry Turtledove Writing Factory. This is Fallout, the latest book in his series The Hot War, sequel to a book called Bombs Away. One act of folly, one poor decision, one moment of rage. The novels of Harry Turtledove show history balancing on single moments. In Fallout, the unthinkable has come to pass. The Cold War turns hot, and the United States and the Soviet Union unleash their nuclear arsenals upon each other. Millions die, millions more are displaced. Germans battle side by side with Americans, Polish freedom fighters next to Russian fascists. The genie is out of the bottle, and there's no telling what fresh hell will come next. Well, that's really upbeat. But yes, if you like Harry Turtledove's ongoing conveyor belt of alternate history, he has another one for you. Fallout comes out the 19th. Moving on, I'm going to guess this is a Tor title. White envelope. Aha! Well, at long last, I no longer have any excuses to keep putting these off. This is Necessity. It is the third volume in Joe Walton's trilogy following The Just City and The Philosopher Kings, which is a series, essentially a thought experiment in which the ideal cities of Plato are apparently put into practice. This comes out on July the 12th. And without being too spoilery, it says more than 65 years ago, Pallas Athena founded the Just City on an island in the eastern Mediterranean, placing it centuries before the Trojan War, populating it with teachers and children from throughout human history, and committing it to building a society based on the principles of Plato's Republic. Among the city's children was Pythias, secretly the god Apollo in human form, and it goes on like that. Yeah, I don't want to give away too much, but anyway, oh boy, it looks like I can back-to-back the whole thing now. This is great. So Necessity, the third in this trilogy from Joe Walton, comes out July the 12th in hardcover from Tor Books. And moving on the stack of Tor stuff, this is a little thing from Tor Teen, which appears to be a bit on the lighthearted side. It's a fantasy called Flying. As you see, a sparkling new young adult SF series. It says cheerleaders versus aliens. Who will win? Well, people have always treated 17-year-old Mana as someone in need of protection. She's used to being coddled, being an only child, but it's hard to imagine anything could ever happen in her small-town normal life. As her mother's babying gets more stifling than ever, she's looking forward to cheering at the big game and getting out of the house for a while. But that night, Mana's life goes haywire. First, the hot guy she's been crushing on at school randomly flips out and starts spitting acid during the game. Then they get into a knockdown, drag-out fight in the locker room, during which Mana finds herself leaping around like a kangaroo on steroids. As a flyer on the cheerleading squad, she's always been a good jumper, but this is a bit much. By the time she gets home and finds her house trashed and an alien in the garage, Mana starts to wonder if her mother had her reasons for being overprotective. It turns out Mana's frumpy, timid mom is actually an alien hunter, and now she's missing, taking with her a piece of technology that everyone wants their hands on, both human and alien. Now her supposed partner, a guy Mana has never met or heard of, and who seems way too young and way too arrogant to be hunting aliens, has shown up ordering Mana to come with him. Now on her own for the first time, Mana will have to find a way to save her mother, maybe the world, and hope she's up to the challenge. It's all a metaphor for growing up, you see. None of this explains the acid-spitting boyfriend, but I'm sure it's touched on in there at some point. But okay, if you like this sort of thing, let's see. Flying comes out from Torteen on July the 19th. And it's another Torteen offering. Well, here we are then. A thrilling conclusion to J.A. Souders' riveting science fiction psychological thriller for teens. It's a book called Rebellion, third in this series, as it were. Let's see. Comes out the 12th. And, okay, I think I have I think I've been sent one of these. I think I have the paperback of book 1, which is Renegade. But I don't think I was sent Revelations, so if I'm going to read these, I'll have to ask for that one. But anyway, it's called The Elysium Chronicles. That's the series title. And it says, Evie and Gavin return to the isolated, dangerous underwater city that they fought so hard to escape from. Well, could be pretty cool. Don't really know anything about this, and I don't want to read too much here because it's book 3 and it's spoilerific. But if you are a fan of this series, then it finishes up on the 12th of July. Okay, then, onward. This looks like it could be another Del Rey title. It is not, but it is something that is pretty cool looking anyway. Look at this. This is something called The Devil's Evidence. The author is Simon Kurt Unsworth. This is from Doubleday. It comes out tomorrow. Okay, but I guess it's further on in some sort of a series. It's okay. The Devil's Detective was the first book, which I didn't get. But Thomas Fool, the resilient investigator doomed to catalog hell's atrocities, is back in The Devil's Evidence. The man with no memory of who he was or what led to his damnation is now in command of the Information Office of Hell. This power has only inspired new deadly enemies like Mr. Tapp, the cunning leader of a shadowy organization known as The Evidence. Fool alone has survived the wrath of both demon and angel, and now he faces his most thrilling and complex challenge. Troubling and deadly fires are spreading throughout hell. Well, I kind of thought that's what they're supposed to do in hell. And it's Fool's job to sift the ashes and find their source. The clues he finds are mysterious and unsettling, implying something different from the usual litany of cruelty he sees. But one fact is the most disconcerting. The fires have left his masters at the bureaucracy terrified. In the midst of chaos, Fool is sent to accompany a political delegation to heaven. It is unprecedented for a condemned human to enter the land of the elevated, but Fool is protected as one of hell's own. When his arrival coincides with the discovery of an impossible murder, he faces a catastrophic paradox. Violence, corruption, and fear are hell's currency. How does one investigate evil where those concepts cannot exist? Impossible or not, the killings are real, and the evidence leads Fool deep into the contradictions of a visionary landscape where danger can present itself in any form, and to the heart of a conspiracy with the power to upset the balance of heaven and hell. So as you see, quite a bit of a different take on the paranormal investigator concept, but it looks really nifty, and I might need to get my hands on the first one of these. But The Devil's Evidence is out tomorrow from Doubleday Books by Simon Unsworth. Once again, ooh, look at that. This is something called The Last One. The Last One. The Last One. Comes out on the 12th. And let's see, it's from just from Valentine Books, not Del Rey. Let's see what this is all about. It says, well, the author is Alexandra Oliva. It begins with a reality TV show. 12 contestants are sent into the woods to face challenges that will test the limits of their endurance. While they are out there, something terrible happens, but how widespread is the destruction? Has it occurred naturally, or is it man-made? Cut off from society, the contestants in The Last One know nothing of it. Okay. When one of them, a young woman the show's producers call Zoo, stumbles across the devastation, she can imagine only that it is part of the game. Alone and disoriented, Zoo is heavy with doubt regarding the life and husband she left behind, but she refuses to quit. Staggering countless miles across unfamiliar territory, Zoo must summon all her survival skills and learn new ones as she goes, but as her emotional and physical reserves dwindle, she grasps that the real world might have been altered in terrifying ways, and her ability to parse the charade will either be her triumph or her undoing. Interesting. Okay, well, this comes out on the 12th, like I said, The Last One by Alexandra Oliva. Very eerie and interesting sounding. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. It's a pretty good week so far. Okay, another tour package. And here we are with the Dinosaur Nights, Victor Milan's sequel to the Dinosaur Lords, which I began to read a couple of times and didn't quite get all the way through. Got into other things instead, so I may have to read it now, but this comes out tomorrow. Okay, with last year's The Dinosaur Lords, Milan introduced us to the rich and unique fantasy world of Paradise. Let's see, Paradise is a sprawling and diverse, often cruel world. There are humans on Paradise, but dinosaurs predominate. Wildlife, monsters, and beasts of burden and of war. Armored knights ride dinosaurs to battle legions of war-trained triceratops and their upstart peasant crews. Okay, well, so this series continues now, tomorrow, the 5th. From Tor Books by Victor Milan, The Dinosaur Nights. Let me know if you think I should go ahead and get started on these in the comments. And we have another sequel. This one is out on the 12th, and it is Wesley Chu's Time Siege, sequel to Time Salvager, a book that got some mixed response from readers, but Anyway, let's see. A hit amongst critics, readers, Hollywood alike. Shortly before publication, Paramount Pictures announced they had acquired the rights for a feature film franchise. Oh, with Michael Bay attached to direct. Oh well. Anyway, they're at least the books, right? Now fans will want to make sure not to miss the latest science fiction adventure from the talented Chu, Time Siege, available on the 12th. Having been haunted by the past and enslaved by the present, James Griffin Mars is taking control of the future. Earth is a toxic, sparsely inhabited wasteland, the perfect hiding place for a fugitive ex-cronman to hide from the authorities. James has allies, scientists he rescued from previous centuries, Elise Kim, who believes she can renew Earth given time, Grace Priestley, the venerated inventor of time travel herself, Levin, James's mentor and former pursuer, now disgraced, and the Elfreth, a population of downtrodden humans who want desperately to believe that James and his friends will heal their ailing home world. It all comes together in Time Siege on the 12th of July from Tor Books. And last but not least. And this last one would appear to be something that I don't get very often. Looks like a middle grade. Yeah, it's from Tor's Starscape imprint, which is their middle grade science fiction and fantasy line, unlike Torteen. This is called The Monster War, and it appears to be third in a series called The League of Seven. The author is Alan Gratz, and I have not received the first two. I may have to request those, but well, let's see what these are all about. This comes out, ages 10 to 14. So this comes out on the 12th, and it says, our story takes place in an alternate 1875 America where electricity is forbidden, Native Americans and Yankees are united, and eldritch evil lurks in the shadows. In the League of Seven, we met Archie Dent and his loyal TikTok servant, Mr. Rivets. Oh. Just as tragedy struck, Archie's parents, both members of the mysterious Septembrist Society, were taken captive by the terrifying Mangleborn, villains from a long-forgotten time. Archie knows the legends. When the Mangleborn rise, there should also arise a league of 7 heroes to fight them. Aha! And Archie thinks he just might be one of them. And the series continues on from there. And we are now with the Monster War. Well, they appear to have some very cute illustrations. Like I said, I know nothing of this series because middle grade is usually outside my wheelhouse. But if Tor's sending them to me, I'm perfectly happy to check them out and show them to you. So here you go then, middle grade fans. Maybe something else to look at. Okay. That is it. That is the mailbag for this fine holiday. I have to say, a pretty cool one. And that big book of science fiction, my God, wow. Yeah, so you know the drill. Fire up those comments. Let me know which of these looks most interesting and exciting to you, which you would like to see me prioritize in the review queue. And otherwise, if you enjoyed watching, please leave a like, share this video far and wide with all of your SFF reading friends, and above all, please subscribe if you have not done so. That is how SFF180 grows as a channel. And until I see all of you next week, happy reading.